bedsitter. So this means I need to reconstruct and make sure that I have somewhere where I can be able to create content, show good content, and at the same time my background and everything is working okay. Yeah, so I want just to take you through exactly how I do it, everything from setting up the place, setting up with the lighting and everything. So let's start it. So first thing is first, I need to, this is my setting area. This is where I normally set everything up. I need to get rid of some stuff, some bags, and get some space, and then bring in the chair and everything. So let me show you exactly. First of all, I'm getting rid of the clothes here so that I can find a bigger space. Most of the time, I just take everything, all the clothes I don't need, on my bed. The last one around 2 a.m. Less than enough. Second thing is I need to push this. Now, I hope you guys can see I need to push this to go that way a bit so that I can find a good angle. Then I need to take my chair, one of my small chairs. It takes time, but it is worth it. So I need to work on this. She was trying to find a way to get the word out to people that she needed assistance. John jumps right in, setting up a website. So this is the angle that I would like to start recording at. So I'm currently just working on creating content in a small room. I live in a bedsitter like I had told you guys. So I'm recreating and making sure that I create a good space for my content creation, and I'm just pushing a couple of things, making sure that my background is okay. It's not looking shabby. Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm doing, and it's work. So let me just take you through exactly and show you how I deal with everything. You guys, please like this live. I'll really appreciate. And don't forget, we are creating content today for YouTube videos. So subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed. And yeah, let's get this thing going. So I don't know where I'll put you guys so where you can see me clearly. I hope here. So I need to work on here. I want to bring in some plants. They're outside. I want to put them in because I like the background to look a bit, just to look good. So let me bring in the plants and just show you around how I do it. So these are my beautiful plants. I have some of them.
I had called Jamie. Hey, you weren't here with me when we did that house, right? So her and all the kitchen people now.
Trying to bring some more.
She and Jamie were the only two people to go inside the apartment since Beth vanished. It's because it was not there. Okay, so Susan informs detectives immediately.
Look at how cute that. But I also love this one. Yeah. Has some cute flowers on it. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I like the vision to fly. We're still working, so let's keep on working. It takes quite some time just to be able to set everything up, especially if you live in a small home, and you're a content creator, you're trying to create content, and at the same time you just want your content to look fabulous. Okay, so this is what I go through. Please like, guys, please like my live. I will really appreciate. So let me take you through. Let me bring off the curtain because I want my background to look a bit not to the curtain I have. So I'll be placing another curtain and then the lighting, and then we get started. Yeah.
Even though police did not share much with Susan during the investigation, the tip line set up by guy John Hughes continues to generate leads.
We had tips from everywhere. We had emails telling us that she had taken a job in different states. But we do our best to verify each one of those if we could.
Some people would say that she was cut out in garbage bags and thrown down the highway in Fort Arkansas. Tell you, when you come here, it would seem that way. The other one that I can recall was somebody said she was down the street at a friend's house and she was in a prom dress and she passed away. I have no clue where I heard that. With thousands of acres of forest in the surrounding area, Susan and Jamie spent many days searching the woods. That's the day when we go looking, we have that hope in our heart that we're going to find her that day. And then when we get out there to our search after hours of being in the woods, trailing or whatnot, and back home and with it, no signs, nothing, just kind of disappointed and your heart is just broken.
Now when you look, the lighting and everything. So this is where I sit. Like you can see. That's how I'll be recording. So that's where I'll be seated. Let me just show you. So I'll sit here, and then everything will be happening here. The phone and everything will be here. So the light hits my face, and it makes it very easy for me to be able just to not have to work with so many lightings and everything, because I like the natural sunlight. It just pops up your face very, very easily, and you don't have to struggle. And today is because the sun is just out. Yeah, let's get started. So if you have been wanting to create content and your excuse is you do not have a big space, I think I have made you want to create content, I guess. So yeah, that is everything I have shown you. You just have to work with what you have. That's what I always say, work with what you have. And then, but if you just have a small space, work with what you have. So let's get started. Let me start creating that content. And if you guys have not subscribed, please subscribe, okay? So yeah, we still have a couple of things to do before I hit record. And I'll just be doing all this with my phone. I still do not have a camera, and that is not also an excuse. Take your phone, record, do those short, create those videos, put out there, and yeah.
Susan and investigators have come to a frustrating dead end. When big news hits, the police show up, and I'm in the doorway, and I said, "What did you can't tell me?" Might be a good time for you to call your phone. 11 months ago, Becky Sutton disappeared from the apartment she shared with her 2-year-old son. The county sheriff's department found the human remains in the main national forest. Now, the body of a young woman has been found 30 miles away by 2 hikers.
You notice that there was
So
a formation of
I'm
rocks
thinking
that
of
wasn't
wearing this.
outcast of the block. They weren't sure what was behind there, but they thought there must be something hidden.
One about creating content is you have to come up, you have to like do a lot of things at once, but at least be able to have content that can push you in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I always have to get ready with everything from the dresses I'll be wearing or the outfit I'll be wearing to, how I'll want to look and everything, so that it just doesn't look like I'm wearing one outfit throughout all the videos. But you can also do that. Like, I don't think anybody is out here to judge, yeah? As long as whatever you are value, the rest does not really matter, yeah? So yeah, please like, guys, let's continue. Let me show you the outfits I'll be wearing, and if you have not subscribed, you need to subscribe because the kind of content I'll be putting out here. Today I'm going to talk about emergency funds. I'll also be doing what are the baby steps that you can be able to get started as a beginner in finance. So you definitely want to subscribe if you have not yet, and like this video also. It will help me a lot. So let me just show you a couple of outfits that I'll be dressing up with, and then shooting.
Somebody had to do something horrible, and she had to endure. It was quick, it was violent, it was suffer. Now they wait for results from the evidence found nearby, sure that any positive DNA hit could identify Becky's killer. But unfortunately, the items found in the woods near Becky's body have been in the elements too long.
Unfortunately, when there was no physical evidence, that was very frustrating. We weren't sure if this case would ever be resolved.
With no useful evidence found in Becky's murder, there's had few avenues to explore. But that doesn't stop Susan. It's a pull. That was her mission, was to find out who in life. She's still walking, beating the paths up, looking and talking to whoever may talk or say anything, or we can get them to go talk to them.
So yeah,
Get caught on everything.
I hope you guys can see me. I'll be having this. Then I'll also be wearing black. I don't know why. I love black at times. It's just neutral. With this coat, just to bring popping up. Because most of the time when I wear dark clothes, they normally make my videos to look a bit darker. And then I'll be finishing up with this black and white dress. Like I said, I'm creating 3 videos, so yeah, I have a long day, but I gotta do this. So yeah, let me dress up and do. I don't want to do a lot of makeup. Yeah. I just want to.
His wife eventually divorced him, lost custody of his children. He had moved several different places, had different jobs.
I want to do very
His
simple
girlfriend
makeup.
twins.
His arrest on the robbery charge gets police away.
We knew that would provide an enforcement opportunity to review it again, and hopefully something will come out of it.
But that hope is pretty dashed when Dot refuses to talk about Becky's case. With no new evidence or leads, the investigation hits a brick wall yet again.
One of the biggest issues I always have is my eyebrows. Let me turn you guys like this. Having to work with my eyebrows, that's where the drama comes in. Okay, so let me do my makeup and everything, and we get started. I think I love the blue one. We'll do the blue one and start shooting the videos. Please like, guys, subscribe to my channel. Today we'll talk. Let me bring my notebook. I always like to have my notebook just to know exactly what I'll be talking about. So yeah, today we'll be creating a couple of videos. One will be smart financial steps that every beginner should get started with. So if you want to be able to be financially stable as a beginner, what are the steps that you need to take as a beginner? And then I'll also be creating a video on
After Becky was killed, Philip Dodd decides to finally tell the truth about what happened that night.
I'll be creating a video on how to change your life in 6 months.
Good thing about being
We
sick
are
is
in the 6th month of the year, yeah? No, the 7th. So that means you're remaining with almost like 6 months towards the end of the year, and a lot of things can happen in 6 months. You can be able, and mostly I like to talk about learning new skills and financial stability. So I'll be dwelling mostly around that, and yeah, that is something you also need to watch out for. And then the last thing I'll be talking about today is sorry, what is it? Yeah, it's here. 100K business plan guide. So if you have 100,000 that you want to get started in your business, what are some of the things you need to consider before just taking all that money and placing it in that business? Because that is something that most people have fallen trapped into. You start a business, you have capital, and that is the only thing you're thinking about. I need to buy the products, I need to rent a place, I need to do all this, but you forget that there are other things. Like maybe this is the only money that you're dependent on. Maybe for the next 6 months you do not have another way of getting money, and that is where people go wrong. And that's exactly what I want to teach about today. Okay, and if I get time, I'll be able to talk about business ideas. You can start 100,000 in Kenya. that because that is where I am. So it's easier for me to familiarize. So yeah, you definitely want to be here
Get angry,
as we do all this. Okay,
my way in the door.
let me sharpen my pencil, and yeah, let's get started.
That caused
Thank you
them
guys.
to snap.
Thank you.
And really, God's strength. Becky would have fought like hell. Becky would have done anything to stay alive for Cole. Ultimately, God's size and anger are too much for Becky.
My hands are on her neck and choked her until she died. He stayed at the apartment for a short while, not knowing what to do. Then he decided to place her body in his car.
He rode around for hours trying to figure out what he was going to do. Her in front of the car.
Drove around till daylight and decided to put her body into a rock over, covered up with rocks. Philip traveled back to his apartment in his car. He said there was some clothing and sheets. He took all that and put it into the mattress on top and burned all of it.
He used to be a monster to do that. It's just unnecessarily cruel. Thankfully, God's rampage that night didn't claim another victim. I'm just glad that he did nothing to Cole or mess with Cole. He's still with us. So I'm very blessed that he didn't do that. Very well think that Becky was very silent. I'm not liking Cole because she was trying to protect him so he wouldn't wake up and see what's going on and he'd be the next. God never admits to taking Becky's purse, so its reappearance remains a mystery.
Let me first of all lay my ages.
Present in the courtroom Thursday to hear a killer confess more than 10 years after he took her life. At sentencing, the family endures every last detail of Becky's final moments. It was gut-wrenching at first because they had to talk about my niece and what happened and this and that and the other and what he did. That kind of hurt and a lot. Dodd confessed to strangling Sutton before hiding her body behind a pile of rocks in the woods.
How do you plead the charge of second-degree murder?
Philip Dodd is sentenced to life in prison.
Susan's persistence in keeping this case in front of the public and Susan's persistence in keeping officers involved in the case accountable, I think assisted us in eventually leading this case to conclusion.
Susan's efforts definitely kept the investigation moving forward with them.
Oh,
I don't really know what the outcome will be.
wow.
Becky could have got married. Becky could have had more babies. Becky could have saved her own son anyway. I had to do that for myself. That's not her. Now he's going to get married one day. He's going to have kids. He don't have his mama there.
My name is Cole Gillian, and Becky Sutton is my mother. Since I was so young, it kind of sheltered me from the hardship and the pain that my grandmother and the rest of the family went through. But it sucks at the same time that I don't remember her or any of the things we did. I just kind of got to look through pictures and stuff. You know, God forbid anybody ever had to deal with something like this. But if you are, you know, just don't necessarily see the bad, you know, but try to see the good. And you always just keep that in the back of your mind that they're always with you. They're always going to be there for you, and they're definitely proud of you and the person that you've become. You just got to keep going. You just got to stay strong and keep on going.
A mother of 3 in Texas goes missing. To get through, I have to put myself in the frame of mind. She's not my sister. Like, it's a show that I'm watching. It's somebody else. Clues lead to suspects. And more frustration.
We couldn't carry any tangible lies or untruths.
But the family will stop at nothing to uncover the truth.
I was not going to live the way I've been living. I had to have that justice. I looked him in the face and I told him, I know you did something to my sister. And I will find out. And I will make you pay.
On an unusually mild December day in Amarillo, Texas, Jackie Bolden is planning her large family's annual holiday celebration when she receives some troubling news.
Barry, my son-in-law, called me on December 8th. Eric, what's going on? He wanted to know where Kathy was. Of course, I didn't know where she was. I had no idea where she was. What do you mean she hasn't been home all night? That's when I began to get alarmed. I was very alarmed. Have you called her friends?
Barrett tells Jackie Kathy left for work the previous morning, December 7th, and never returned.
Can you call the police? Okay, just please let me know. All right, goodbye.
The report that came in was for a missing person. You get a lot of those. People leave on their own free will, and hopefully that's the kind of case you get. This one was Kathy Varner was missing. Right away, you want to find Kathy? You know she's out there. The question is, where?
Kathy Barnum was our firstborn daughter. She seemed to meet people very easily and not have any difficulty in making friends. Then after her, I had Brenda, and then we had Charmaine, my baby girl. Kathy was a very beautiful type of person. She was my role model. I always tried to be like her because she was a champ. When Kathy went out with some friends one night, she first met Barry.
A manager at a local restaurant, Barrett is full of charm.
He was from the Panhandle, from a small town. Of course, my impression after having lived in Panhandle, Texas, I knew how warm and friendly and personable that the small town life was.
You know each other? I don't think I've seen you around here before.
No, I didn't correct him, just,
Oh, really?
yeah, we haven't come this far before, so.
Oh, I'm very glad you did.
They met Labor Day, and they married in January. It was a whirlwind.
Now, Kathy and Barrett have 3 young boys of their own. 11-year-old Jared, 8-year-old Ryan, and Bradley, who is 7.
She's growing up. She never mentioned kids or anything. And all of a sudden, when she's a mother, there is nothing greater in her life.
She was absolutely awesome. And she felt like this was a miracle that had happened in her life. So she was just overjoyed.
Kathy isn't the type of mother to leave her family under any circumstances. consequences. So her mother, father, and sisters refused to sit back and leave things to the authorities. Her sister Charlotte rushes over to Kathy's house to see her anxious brother.
Me and him went in the kitchen, and I just started asking him questions from the beginning. When's the last time you saw her? I heard Tuesday she came home. He said Tuesday she came home from bringing the kids home from school. She came into the house. She was tired and wanted to sleep. So he took it upon himself to take the kids out to eat, bring them home, clean up a little bit around the house, and they all went to bed.
Right? Everything was normal. Then
When he woke up the next morning, she was gone. Her car was gone, and she was gone. He just figured she had gone to work, and he didn't know what happened.
I wouldn't do anything to her about. We miss her.
Later in the day, Eric gives the same statement to the police down at the station.
I don't know if I should put this
Investigators also question Kathy's oldest
or I should just go with
Thanks for
this.
coming in to talk with us.
I just like to play safe, so I'll go with this.
What did they see? When did their mother leave? The kids told me that they saw Kathy lying on the bed with the sheets pulled up to her chin the night before. She was sleeping.
When was the last time you saw her?
The oldest child, Jared, told me that the three kids were sleeping, and early in the morning, he remembers Kathy walking through that living room area towards the front door.
You have a chance to talk to your mom at all?
Where she stops, says something to him about loving him, and then gives him a kiss and leaves.
I thought she was going to work.
Yeah.
Kathy's husband, Barrett, welcomes officers in to search their home, hoping to find some clue of where Kathy may be.
Barrett showed us around, explained the house setup. That's how we got started. He was not worried about taking us anywhere in the house that we wanted us to go. You want to look through the doors? Look through the doors. You want to look under the bed? Yeah, feel free to do that. Look anywhere you want, no problem. And we did. We see a house that's lived in. Kids live there. Parents live there. A mother who probably doesn't have a lot of time to care for the house. So you can see a little bit of disarray, but no blood, no furniture overturned, no broken mirrors. No
So
other
this
sign
is
that
what we're working with.
anything is
Let me
not
dress up and let's kick this content. Content creation is work. When I say it's work, it is work. It has almost taken me almost 30 to 40 minutes just to get ready, do everything here. And when I say get ready, it's something very simple. Very simple. Yeah. So let me dress up and everything, and then I will see you guys on the next videos, where you need to subscribe if you have not subscribed, because we are creating content that is going to help you. Okay?
So we're working